Hold on. Am I here? Am I here? Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, buddy.
Perfect.
We are live
Man.
and back. It's a sequel that everyone kind of never wanted, but we're back. We have returned. So welcome.
We are back.
Yes, sir. So as a welcome to everybody who has not been on our little art show before, we challenge ourselves each week to a different piece of work. This series we're doing Masters of the Universe, and it's next. Who knows? We're going to keep changing it up, mixing it up as we're going. So many ideas and so little time. But for this time round, we are doing Masters of the Universe. We're working on finalising our Stratos pieces, and then we're going to hopefully move through and start sketching up our concepts for Tila today. If you are joining us for the first time, please feel free to jump in, put in comments, interact with us, ask questions. And Chris Borman's already joined us. So, Chris, who are you guys and what are you doing? Feel free to join along with us, draw along with us, and post your works on the Artists of the Universe Facebook site as we move through this. So, welcome, everyone. And Kenny, and how are you today? And Yvette's here as well. Good morning, both of you. Excellent. All right. So, where are we at, Kenny? What are we doing?
Absolutely. Yeah. Good morning and good evening.
So, looking at our list, Kenny, we've got.
Let's see here. So, it's been what, a couple weeks, 2 weeks or so?
Yeah. Feels like a while.
So right now I'm in the final stages. Yeah, it really does. It feels like it's been like, goes to show you how much fun we have, like when we do these live streams, right?
That's right.
So final stages. This stage is going to be a bit of detailing. I'm going to try my best to avoid using black ink, and I'm going to just do the totally lineless, right? And just add some fine details here to kind of bring out some of the features in Stratos's face and feathers, kind of push some areas further into shadow, and then sort of like have some light sort of like breaking through the form here.
Nice.
And I think we can get into drafting up the Tila sketch.
Yes.
I got like one or two ideas for a pretty cool gesture.
Nice.
And fun as always.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, I mean the Tila one, I've been throwing around ideas. I don't know how it's going to be executed. That's how much time I've had a chance to give it, but it's certainly been things bounce around in my brain on how I'm going to pose her up and put her in a bit of action. But I'm about the same with you.
Right.
I'm sort of at a point where I'm just doing my last pass over the colors now. I want to put a few highlights in the feathers, a little bit on the blue feathers up here, a little bit of work on the buckles, but I think generally it's completed, ready to go. The gauntlets need a bit of touch-ups, a bit of noodling and doodling around that area. So then once that's done, it's done. So Chris Borman says, you guys have been gone so long, I've finished 2 comic covers, a Berto project, sketch and outline for an 18 by 24 painting. I feel like Kenny and I caught a FedEx plane somewhere and landed on an island, and we came back and everyone's like moved on 20 years, and now we're trying to figure out how to integrate back into society.
Yes, we crash landed in the island of Lost with the mystery hatch.
That's right. That's right. That's right. And I never really existed. I was just like a basketball with a handprint on it, and I was called Will instead of Wilson. That's all. All right.
But
anyway,
it's definitely been an eventful couple weeks.
Right. And I keep getting questions like, has Kenny just eating? I keep getting questions like, is Kenny eating an extended ham sandwich? Has he paid his power bills? Like, what is going on with Kenny? And I said, look, we all have our journeys through life, and we try to judge. And Kenny's not in rehab.
My journey is a really large ham sandwich. No, well,
Nothing romantic like he's been on the run from the law, or he's
no,
overseas.
not at all.
He's on a pilgrimage. Nothing. No. Nothing. It's just a ham
Nothing that
sandwich.
romantic. Just one really large, endless ham sandwich.
A ham sandwich. That's going to be like
And
your heaven one day. It'll be your heaven. You'll go there and just
yeah,
be one big ham sandwich. Yeah. One bite at a time.
a little bit of mayo, just just tomato.
Yeah. Mix it up. Keep the body
But yeah,
going.
I've
Yeah.
been fighting off a cold. I've had little workshops that I've hosted for teens, which is always fun.
Yeah.
But this has always been like something that I look forward to at the end of the week.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been a minute, but that's okay. We're back in it now.
Ooh. Also,
Yeah.
that's right. Also, this is our giveaway day.
That's right. It's the Wheel of Destiny.
This is our giveaway day. So
That's right. Yeah.
we'll do that on the tail end of the stream, right? Whoever's in the room, I'll keep a tally of who's joining us. Just make sure that you guys comment and interact with us. This way, I know who's actually in the room, and I can add you guys' name to the wheel. Now, Will, do you remember what we're giving away?
Yes, we were giving away a custom piece by me, as in
Yes.
winner's choice, and I think you were doing a trading card. Is that correct? Yeah.
I am doing a custom sketch card for the winner as well. So it would, select is obviously up to the winner's choice.
Yes, indeed.
So let me get my camera set up over here.
When you want to do that, you think you maybe
So how you been, Will?
Oh, it's like you. It's been been one long ham sandwich of opportunities. There's lots going on.
Because school's out for you.
No, not yet. Not yet. 2 more weeks, and then we're on term break.
No.
Yeah, 2 weeks, and then we're on term break, and then it'll be a mad dash to try and catch up on some outstanding contracts I've been working on. And I can mention what they are. I just can't show what I've been doing. So I have been doing some sketch cards for Topps Star Wars, and got to get those done. They're due mid-July, or end of July. So I've been working on a larger format card and a smaller format card. So that'll be done, and we're sort of in production of getting our own cards going. So that's exciting. So
that's true.
It'll be some back to the drawing board cards, perhaps.
True.
Yeah.
Indeed.
So that's
indeed. I'm looking to do 2 sizes.
Yeah.
Something that's 7, and then trading card size 2.5 by 3.5, so that there's some options to kind of throw around.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. You're breaking up a little bit.
I do enjoy working on the larger format as well. Say again?
Yeah, I do too. It's the ones I've been doing for Topps, I've been given 2 options for those. So the larger format has been nice, but it does take a bit longer.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
But you're not restricted to working so tiny.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, sometimes it's so little, isn't it? You're trying to get tiny detail into little areas. You almost feel like you're painting on a stamp sometimes.
Exactly. And I mean, and you do such high detail work, like such high renders with the it's very vivid paint. So it's like it lends itself to working in a larger format.
Heavy level doodling. Heavy level movement and doodling. That's
Indeed.
Just getting my paint set up.
So I got a couple things that I wanted to bring up, pop culture
Do it.
wise,
Yes.
as part of our weekly discussions.
Yep. Indeed.
Starting off small, the new season to the animated series that's on Max right now. My Adventures with Superman
Okay. Any good?
on Max. Show just came back, season 2. It's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. It's a fresh little take. Superman's a bit younger. I
Oh,
do like the character designs. They are a little more on the anime side.
yes.
Uh,
Yep.
but I do like the writing.
Well, that's important. Definitely.
And
Definitely.
needless to say, I'm a huge stickler for anything super, right? That I was ready
Yeah.
to hate the show,
Yeah.
but
Out the
sure
gate.
enough,
Sat
out
down
the
with your
gate, I
ham
was
sandwich
ready to
full of
hate it.
anger.
You know what I mean?
Ham sandwich and anger.
Because when you think of animated Superman, what do you go to? You go to the OG Paul Dini stuff,
Yeah.
from the '90s.
Yeah. Yep.
And
All the
before that,
the
it's
flasher stuff.
like
Yeah.
Super Friends, yeah,
Yeah.
or the Roscope stuff. You
Yes.
know what I mean?
Yep.
I was ready
Ruby
to hate the
Spears
show,
as well. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
sure
I'm
enough,
the
it
same.
grew on me, and it's like, yeah,
Yeah. I'm the same.
and
I'm a
and
hard
sure
palm, a
enough,
hard
it grew
pass.
on me, and
And now you're
it's
one.
actually a pretty good show, very well animated. The action is good. The
Yeah.
depictions of the characters are charming,
Nice.
and the voice acting is great.
Yeah, that's good. I mean,
So
for me, what is it that spins you out of loving Superman, like the cartoon? Like what when you watch it, what's some of the things that you can't buy into?
well, like there's okay, so there's always been a certain dynamic, right,
Mm,
between Superman, Lois Lane, and Jimmy, right? There's always
yes.
been like that group symbiosis, right? That
Yes.
one can't exactly exist without the other.
Right.
And the Paul Dini animated series didn't do it too much with Jimmy, because it
Yeah.
was more Lois and Superman focused.
Yeah.
But this one has that nice, even like group dynamic, right?
Right.
Where Jimmy doesn't feel like he's a slouch.
Yeah.
Like he's just like this the like a goofball. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't play the goofball all the time. Like he has merit,
Yeah.
in the show where he holds his own.
Yeah. You got a bit of
And
worth.
the same thing with Lois, because obviously it's a younger take on both of them, on all three of them, really. And
Yeah.
they're all just kind of getting to know each other, but like the chemistry between the three of them works really, really well. What'll
Right.
pull me out of it is too much of a departure of the archetype that I'm used to, if
Yes.
that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah. For sure.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's
I
like,
do. Yeah.
you ever watch that 3D Batman series,
Yes.
where
Yep.
like Alfred where like Alfred was like this like surly English
Yeah.
guy who was former MI6 or something. You
Yeah.
you know which one I'm talking
Yeah.
about?
I do. Yeah. Yeah.
That like
Yep.
his sidekick was Katana instead of
Yeah.
like a Robin.
That's right. Yeah.
So
I
like
did like the designs on Batman's costume in that though. I like
the
how
the
slim.
designs were great.
They were beautiful. Yeah.
Yes, the designs were great, and the animation was good as well,
Yeah.
but character wise, I felt like Batman was too much of a douchebag in that show.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like this, okay, like it's okay for Batman to have some, but he was optimum douchebag in that show.
He had too much douche. There was too
Yeah,
much.
it was over douche, over
It's too
douche,
heavy. Too. It was,
right? And it kind of took me out of
yeah. Yeah. I'm with you.
it, So when there's too much of a departure, I understand
Yeah.
like a fresh take on the character, exploring certain depths of a character's like psychology and such. I understand that, but
Yeah.
there are certain staples that shouldn't be messed with,
Right.
in my opinion, anyway.
Yes.
So
I agree.
you know,
I
going back to the Superman show on Max, dude, I was ready to hate it. You know, the moment I saw the opening credits and I heard the opening theme, I'm like, nah, no, 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 no. They already started off bad, right? I wanted, I wanted trumpets. You know what I'm saying? I wanted the
Yes. Yeah.
orchestral, opening
You want a
theme
bit of
to
Donna.
get,
You want a bit of.
exactly like the Donner or like the even the old Fleischer ones. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That
You
it
wanted a
had
bit.
as they faster than a locomotive, right? You know what I mean? And
Yes. Yes.
it's those little intros that get you hyped.
You want to hear the word
But
Superman in the
no,
music.
it started
Do,
off
do,
with like
do. You
this,
want to hear it?
yeah, dude, like
Yeah.
that's how I want my Superman show to start. But
Yeah.
sure enough, this one kind of starts off with like, this like 90s teen guitar riff. And then I'm like,
Oh,
see, you're already taking out of it, right?
I'm out.
But sure
I'm in,
enough,
man.
it grew on me. The sh- yeah, the show's actually very, very charming.
Oh, good. Because I
Yeah,
haven't
it's
seen a
actually
lot of
very,
that with
very charming.
Superman. I haven't seen a lot of that I like about Superman lately. I like everything I've watched is like, oh, really? It's
Yeah,
not what I want out of Superman, you know?
of course.
And I want the mystery. I want the high adventure, and I want the integrity of what Superman was, and it doesn't always give that to me.
I agree.
Like as much as I love this the Zack Snyder Justice League and Man of Steel, I don't feel that he
Right.
embodied hope like he should have. Like the should have had the bright costume because that's what he is. Like
Hmm.
I don't want to see emo Superman. I don't want to see. I don't see how down and
Right.
depressed he is about humanity when he's supposed to bring the hope. Like that's what he does. But
Right.
in saying that, I did enjoy Henry Cavill as Superman, but it just wasn't my Superman. It wasn't what I thought it would be. But when I saw the
I,
Bruce Timm one, I thought that this is Superman again.
yeah.
Like they get the character. You know?
Yes. Yes. And I could understand what Zach was trying to do with that,
Yeah,
visually and story wise. The uncertain build him up,
yeah,
in their movies, and in that regard, I feel like it was kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? A missed opportunity for
yeah,
Zach
yeah.
to kind of complete his vision. I mean, we kind of got it in the extended cut of Justice League, but I would have liked to have seen a proper Superman trilogy.
Right. I think
You know,
Zach's vision for what that is should have been done in a series on stream television because you got time to do that, but you've also got the speed to do that. Like when you're doing it in movies, like don't give me 5 years of waiting for Superman to be Superman. I want Superman to come out the gates in a cinema as Superman.
yeah,
Like You know, not 3 movies later, and then suddenly he's now kind of Superman for half a movie. Like, I just think save that for an ongoing series where you can really explore that. You don't really have time in the cinema. You know, you just kind of get it done, and and people nowadays can't even afford the cinema. So it's another whole thing altogether.
This is true.
Yeah.
This is true. I mean, at the very least, there are some really good Superman shows, to be honest. Chris Borman says you wanted the George Reeves or Christopher Reeve theme songs.
Yes,
100%.
sir. Yes, sir.
100%.
That's what I'm all about.
100% to this day. That theme is timeless.
Yes. Can you imagine?
Day, that theme is timeless.
Can you imagine if they did the Faster Than a Speeding Bullet remake for the show? Like, that would just kill it. Like, that would be amazing.
100%. 100%.
Able to leap tall buildings in a single bound. Like, that's what I'm talking about.
With the drum roll, dude. Like, come on.
Yes.
Look.
Yes.
I'm being good now.
Even the side profile of the gun going, like, give me that.
Give me that. That's
I'll take that
bullet,
any day.
you know, more powerful than a locomotive. You know what I mean? Like, you can't beat that.
I would kill to see a Superman show set in that period, set in that 40s
century?
and 50s period. God, yes.
Yeah, that
give me
century kind of aesthetic. That
yes, give me that 1950s Jimmy Stewart kind of. Give me all of that. You know, like I think I'd cry. I think that would just bring me to my knees. The ham sandwich would drop, and I'd be crying. It'd destroy me. It'd break me. I'd be broken.
It absolutely lends itself. It absolutely lends itself to that kind of aesthetic, and I think, you know, I mean, even the Bruce Timm stuff, like the design of those characters, you know, were fantastic.
Yeah.
You know,
well, look at Batman.
So, I mean,
the Batman animated series was just that. It was set in Art Deco 1930s and 40s America. Like, it had that kind of that aesthetic. You know, that's what he knew. He knew what Batman worked best in that environment. You know, he wasn't going, let's run him down the middle of the street in the daylight. Like,
yeah, and to this day, the sound effects in the original Batman the Animated Series, the sound effect of the Batarang mid-flight, or the Tommy guns going off.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. And even, like, the fact they even use Tommy guns, you know, like it lent into that that era's aesthetic that we associated with Batman, that real Edward G. Robinson crime era of, you know, Capone, and making it look like that from that period. I think that's the key, is when you put these characters in, sometimes in today's context, it doesn't always work, because they're meant for an era. They're meant for an era, you know.
Right.
That's why we should be in charge of DC. Sorry, everyone that's in charge of DC, but but this is how we feel.
So yeah, check it out. I just saw today that, you know, the show had been like rated so high that they got cleared for a season 3. So that's exciting, and I'm starting to see that they're sort of like entering this storyline in the show where they're about to introduce Superman Blue.
Oh, okay.
So like, for so like, for the audience that aren't familiar with, like, you know, the dynamic of Superman Blue and Superman Red, it's a point where Superman's powers begin to change.
Yeah.
And he develops these like electromagnetic powers, right? From the standard power set that we know him to have, right? And there's a point in that story where he splits, right? His Kryptonian makeup like splits him into a blue version and a red version. So I'm interested to see what they do with that.
Is I haven't seen it,
So
but is he and Lois married, or does she know who he is, or is that a secret identity thing?
so at this point in the at this point in the show, like he's told her. So it's kind of like he's new to Metropolis. It's very much like it's almost like a Spider-Man, early Spider-Man, or like a continuation of Smallville
Right.
kind of vibe. So he's young.
Yeah.
Him and Jimmy are roommates living in Metropolis, and Lois is a young reporter who's just like trying to hold her own uh as a journalist, and she's trying to like do things outside of the shadow of her military father, who is
Okay.
working for Amanda Waller, believe it or not. So it's an interesting dynamic. And then then I also saw, I think you might like this also, Will.
Yeah. Yep.
Is we're getting a spin-off to the Spider-Verse franchise,
Oh, okay.
right? Where it's going to be focused on Spider-Man Noir.
Oh, I saw that. That was the I did see that. Yeah, and it kind of reminded me of the Grey Ghost out of the old Batman animated.
Yes.
I was like,
It's going to be
ah,
focused on
I see what
Spider-Man
we're doing here.
Noir.
And
Ace,
wasn't that with was that with Nicolas
voice.
Cage? Was that Nicolas Cage in the
That yeah,
show?
exactly. Nick
Yeah.
Cage is on to voice the Noir Spider-Man.
I
So
kind of
I
love
don't know
that for the
if you've
insanity.
ever like read, you know what I mean? You you ever have you ever like read Spider-Man Noir?
I haven't, but I liked it in the show. But I just loved it for the insanity of
If he
Nick
throws in
Cage.
the Coppola grunt.
Yeah. And I just want to hear him go crazy. He has those crazy explosive moments. You know, give me more of that. I love it.
Yeah. So in the timeline of Spider-Man Noir, right? Like the Green Goblin is an actual goblin,
Right. Okay.
right? And he's like a sideshow freak, as
Do
well
we like
as the
this? Do we
majority of
like
the
this?
Sinister Six.
Ah, okay.
You know
So
what I
this will
mean?
work.
So say again.
This will work for us. You think
Oh, absolutely.
we will enjoy this?
We
I
shall
like
thoroughly enjoy this.
the Sinister. I'll always love the Sinister
Since
Six. I
it's
thought
been
that was
confirmed that, yeah, especially since it's been confirmed in the show that Noir Spider-Man will have organic webbing.
oh, okay. We're doing the Tobey Maguire thing.
Yes, indeed. Organic
Where he
webbing in
webs all over his
in
bedroom.
the Spider-Man Noir.
Yeah, right.
Indeed.
Okay. No need for a black light in there. We got Tobey
Oh,
Maguire.
no.
No, sir.
There, no sir. See, you see, Yvette, it wasn't me this time. It was all Will. He did that all by himself. It wasn't me this time.
What's the timer? What's the timer, Event? What are we at now? 32 minutes in.
Jesus, barely a half hour. Barely a
We're not
half
even.
hour in. Barely
You
a
know
half
what's going to
hour in.
happen? You knew what was going to happen when you mentioned organic webbing. I think you had a plan. I think you knew what was going to happen. There's a whole bunch of us in that cinema. We're looking at each other like, oh, okay. We all right, okay.
Okay.
You knocked the lamp
All right.
over. Okay.
Organic webbing, huh? All right. All right.
If you know, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
The,
Well, most of us do, unfortunately.
yeah, that's it.
So,
Oh man, already
so
destroyed already.
in other pop culture news, this one is more
Yes,
centered around comics, right?
yes.
DC Comics is going to reprint Police Comics #1 this summer, amid the
Ah,
rumors of
okay.
an upcoming DCU project featuring the first appearance of one of my favorite characters,
Say it.
Plastic Man.
Oh, nice. Is he going to be a crook to start with on the run? Because he was a
I
jewel
think,
thief or
yeah,
something,
dude,
wasn't
because that was his first appearance. He was the crook. He was
he?
the
Yeah,
bad guy.
yeah, yeah. I love that. I
So,
love his
so
big
I think it's
funky
because
glasses. Yeah, that's cool.
yeah, the Plastic Man was awesome. Do you remember the Plastic Man show?
You know what? I don't think we even got that. I don't remember that. I do remember him having appearances on things.
So there was a show right around the tail end of, like, the Super Friends and that popularity. Oh wait, Chris Borman says Kenny said organic webbing with a straight face. That was all. Well.
I'll own it. I'll own it. We don't need to replay the tape.
I
I'll
went
own
away for a minute. It seems to have gone off road. Yes, yes, indeed. It's all Will's fault. It's live on stream. So ar- around the tail end of, like, the popularity of like
Super Friends.
Batman,
Yeah.
the Super, where they would do a lot of live action stuff, as well as, like, very focused cartoon shows. There was a show where Plastic Man, we would get it here in the States
Yeah.
because I would see it Saturday morning. I would see it Saturday morning. So there was a live action Plastic Man in full suit, makeup, the funky glasses and hair and
Yeah.
everything, right? And they would have, like, these live action segments where he would play pranks on, like, a sidekick or a guest, and then they would play episode like animated Plastic Man episodes,
Oh, nice.
like in the vein of, like, I guess, Pee Wee's Playhouse.
All right. Okay. Yep.
So
I used to always think they used to model that guy from Josie and the Pussycats off of him. He had the same haircut, the same glasses.
yes,
Do you remember him? I was like, what's the deal with this guy? He
100%.
looks like Plastic Man.
He looks like Plastic Man, like, rolled with, like, Shaggy from Scooby
Yeah.
Doo.
Right. He's like the Timu Plastic Man.
Yeah, the team was Plastic Man. He's needable person.
Yeah.
Needable person.
Exactly. Vinyl Man. Like something that's not even, polymer
Right.
modeling clay man. Polymer modeling Sculpey Man. There he is.
Sculpey Man. Yes.
Sculpey Man. There we go, DC. We just invented another hero
So
for you.
when I there's Sculpey Man.
Sculpey Man.
See, this is a show. This is a show of innovation, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, we've done two. We've
Tuning
done
in.
two
This
already.
is how you find out the exclusives.
This is, you get in early.
Man, I invented a color.
Yep. There we go. Oh, that's right.
This is,
Copper tone brown.
copper tone brown.
You know,
This is what we do here. Back to the drawing board.
The funny thing is, I was mixing that color during the week, which I've mixed a million times in a million years, and I can't stop thinking that this is now Copper Town Brown. I just think this is the name of it now.
Exactly. I
Super
got a
Sculpey Man.
dedicated slot on my palette for the copper tone right there. Dedicated.
Right there. Chris Mormon says, Super Sculpey Man. Borman knows. He
So
knows.
so because Plastic Man is one of my favorite characters in the DC universe, I was very excited to see that they're gonna, finally show my guy some love and do a
Yes.
reprint of his very first appearance in Police Comics #1.
Nice.
So to follow up to that, their DC Comics is also releasing an artist edition of Batman Year One this summer.
Ooh. Is that Mazzucchelli?
And yes, yes, indeed, and it's gonna have a lot of his original artwork and concepts, like character concepts, in the artist edition of Year One.
That'll be nice.
So, oh yes, and I saw some pictures of some of the content. It's a beefy book. It's a beefy book,
Yeah.
dude. Like right from like the pencil scraps on how he was gonna draw Batman, and some of the page layouts from some of the more notable scenes. Dude, it's gonna be definitely worth the money. Like I'm definitely jumping on that. Because like in Batman Year One, my is the one where he crashes the dinner party.
Yep.
And he fills the whole banquet hall with smoke. And he monologues the line something to the effect of like, you've eaten well off of like Gotham, and prepare for the famine or something like that, something to the effect. But it was great, and that's
something
one of
we've
my
always wanted to say.
favorite scenes. Yeah, I'm paraphrasing, of course.
Yeah. Well, it's the
So-
kind of
so
kind of
that was
speech you
very
get back to the
exciting.
Batmobile. You get back to the Batmobile and go, "Yeah, I own that. I said that exactly how I wanted to say it. You don't."
Exactly.
Don't worry about the action and the smoke bombs.
Glasses.
Drive home listening to Lionel Richie. I mean, that's what you do.
That's it. That's it.
That is it.
So that's
Take
also
that.
very, very exciting. So have you seen the new Furiosa movie?
No, I haven't. I've been pretty flat out, but I have watched the Acolyte. That's what I have been watching lately, as it's been coming out. The new Star Wars series.
We're gonna touch on that momentarily because
So tell me about Furiosa.
Because I gotta address something that I saw just after you mentioned the Acolyte. I wanted to just kind of get some background on what it's about, and I saw something that disturbed me as a Star Wars fan.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah. Yes.
but Furiosa, right? Apparently here stateside, Furiosa is like bombing, right?
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
badly. So
Yeah. I have heard that.
it got me to think, right?
Mm.
And I'm like,
Oh.
and so Chris says that he saw it and he liked it.
Yeah. I hear that a lot too.
It got me to think. And I'm like, why, if they're gonna do like a prequel to the recent Max movie, which was great.
Yeah.
Why not Mel Gibson as Old Man Mad Max?
I know. I totally get it. And the amount of people I've heard say that is ridiculous. Like, I mean, why would you do that when you could have a Kingdom Come Mad Max? Where he comes back. And I even saw someone propose the other day that you could have what's his name? Sam. Who's the actor that played Mad Max recently? Sam, the Australian guy.
Oh, that
I
was
can't think of his.
Hardy.
What was his name?
Hardy.
Sam. Yeah. Tom Hardy. They could have Tom Hardy
Tom Hardy,
as
yeah.
Yeah, they could have Tom Hardy in there as well. In that anyone in the wasteland that is a renegade has taken the name Max. It's not just old Mad Max. It's like an identity that people assume. So they could have
Right.
have both of them in there. But I mean, why wouldn't you do it? I mean, I saw an interview with Miller, and they were saying, "Why didn't you do a Mad Max with Mel Gibson?" He says, "Oh, well, I don't think there's a story to be told." I'm like, dude, I could write the story. There's lots of stories that can be told. Yes.
He doesn't need a story.
He
doesn't need
is,
a story. He can just cameo.
you know, anywhere where you get Mad Max flying down the road in the V8 Interceptor, like that is Australian law right there. Like, I mean, that is part of our culture.
You bring back the Interceptor, the shotgun.
Yes. You know, the Australian blue cattle dog. You get all of that in there. Like it's part of our culture. Like so much. But
I'm telling you.
And he's kind of been off in his own being a renegade anyway. If you get him in there in real life, I think that would just lean to it. It's great.
100%. 100%. Because what was that I saw him in recently? I think it was the Continental, the show that's in the universe of John Wick.
Right. Yes.
Things like villain season.
No, I'm all about it. I think it'll be great. You could bring back. You could bring back.
Like it's a missed opportunity at this point to not.
For sure. It's kind of like when George Lucas took too long to make. Right. It's when Lucas took too long to make the sequels. They all aged a bit too far, and so you couldn't do what he was originally intending to do. So get in there now. Get the old helicopter pilot, and get Mad Max, and get all these characters back that were built. The little scavenger kid that turned out to the feral kid with the boomerang that turned out to be the narrator. Get all of these characters that you've established. Get them back. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
It's like they don't like money.
Yes. Yeah.
It's like they don't like money.
Yeah.
Because I find out that Gibson back to reprise the role, they can have my check today.
Oh, dude, people would go just to see that.
Today.
You don't even need a storyline.
Of course.
Just chuck him in a truck and drive him down the freeway. Like, I mean, that's all I need. People would go to see that.
You know, like
we already did. We saw that.
Like twice. they can do something to where maybe he takes over his own town.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. You could rebuild Thunderdome.
He could be the villain. Like he becomes a tyrant over his own like little section of the wasteland. You know what I'm saying?
Builds his own new interceptor force of Maxes. Imagine that.
And like all of those little orphan kids, orphan kids make a like,
Get those kids that thought he was thinking.
I'm reaching here.
I forgot about the orphan kids. No one cares about the orphan kids. What happened to those kids?
No one cares about the orphan kids. Not even Tina Turner.
Master Blaster. That's what I cared about.
Master Blaster. That was a really good character.
Yes. He kind of reminded me of Krang.
Was a really good character. 100%. Oh no, we lost Will. Man, I tell you, we lost Will. But yeah, like the Furiosa movie, I personally haven't seen it. Right, I did enjoy the Mad Max movie, the recent one with I think who was that? Was that Charlize Theron? and Tom Hardy, right? I did enjoy that movie, although I felt like they could have mm, leaned a little more into the Mad Max character, right? Because I felt like it was a little bit of a bait and switch in the regard of, they call it, a Mad Max film and it's in that universe, but it's like you're really there to introduce Furiosa and like, the problems that she's gonna have later. You know what I mean? Will says I'll be back in a sec. Awesome. So Will is having some technical difficulties, which is okay because we're here, right? So Furiosa. What was your take on it, Chris? Like, what did you think of the film? I'm interested to get the take of someone who really dug it. Like, would you say it was better than the film with Tom Hardy, or would you say it was worse or like on par? What do you think? As I mix more of my copper tone brown over here to drop some shadows in my wings. I'm gonna post comments to some destinations. Let's see here. Will's gonna have to get one of those like quiet fans in his little studio. With some more of shadows here. Push a lot of this back or cool it off, really, is what I'm trying to do. So Chris says, not my usual type of movie, but it truly kept my interest from start to finish. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Yvette says all the heated debate blew up. Will Yes, the heated debate blew up Will's phone. See, he's gonna need like a stronger phone. It can't handle the controversy. Max got me. But it's a fact. It is a total fact. I feel like it's a missed opportunity. It's like how Will mentioned, where you know, like George Lucas took too long to bring Luke Skywalker back. You know, but to be, I think by then Lucas had very little say, power, or even decision making in the franchise by then. So yeah, Furiosa. I'm gonna give it a peek and see what there is to see there. But I feel like Mel Gibson coming in as an older Mad Max, you know, with like what Will said, like him being a legend, you know, like there being like this air of mythology on who Max is, and him becoming like this leader of his own faction or town of gearheads. I feel like that's a missed opportunity all in itself. Chris Borman says it's like how long it took to get back to yeah. Oh, exactly, dude. Like, you know, you got to strike while the iron's hot, or if you're going to do something with a franchise, right? Do something with a franchise, a very popular one. You know, it's only good for that nostalgia. You bring back what made the nostalgia so damn good. You know what I mean? Like, sure, remake Blade or reboot it, but like give Wesley Snipes a shout out, something. You know what I mean? It's like they did with like in the Hulk movies, right? In all the Hulk movies, Lou Ferrigno's got a cameo because the majority of the people that went to go see those Hulk movies are either a fan of the comics or they watched the old Bill Bixby show. So it's only right. Exactly. Or like, Wesley's training, a new blade. You know what I mean? Like so many missed opportunities. We need to make these decisions, Will. We need to make these decisions. Hollywood's doing it all wrong right now. So moving forward in pop culture news, yeah. An actor by the name of, I don't want to butcher his name, Nicholas Galitzine, I hope I pronounced that correctly, has been cast as the live action He-Man in the new Masters of the Universe project that's going to be coming to Amazon and MGM uh very, very soon. It's currently in production. So I saw a picture of the actor, and yeah, I could see it. He's got, the chiseled face. There's something about his face that says, okay, he's got the power, right? Although, obviously it's a different aesthetic when they're out of the makeup, right? Chris says, I try to avoid all social media about movies coming out because after waiting 3 years for a movie to come out, it usually disappointed me with the final product. This is true. This is true. But I think this is going to be something that's going straight to streaming. So I think it'll be one of those IPs that goes right to streaming, right? And I'm hoping that they don't do the whole fish out of water uh uh story like how they did with the Dolph Lundgren story from the 80s. So I thought that was interesting. I'm interested to see who else they cast, you know, as the this guy, the actor that they cast, Nicholas, he doesn't seem like a big guy. There he is.
I'm back. I don't know what happened. The phone just dropped off, and I don't know what happened.
But you're
I don't know
back.
what happened. I was there.
All that matters.
Max got me. He ran right at the back of my house, and it was over. It was over.
So,
felt like that guy at the beginning of Mad Max 1 in his crazy car drive. Fuel injected suicide. Oh, dear.
So,
yeah, I don't know about the He-Man movie. I don't know.
there is
I'm
one.
really.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it either.
Yeah, I think Chris is onto it.
I'm
I
not.
don't
I'm
want
not.
him to bring He-Man to Earth. I don't.
Yeah, I don't want him to. I don't want him to do that either. Keep it on Eternia,
No.
dude. Let's just lean into the fantasy.
I don't
Lean
want to
into
see
the sword and
He-Man outside
sorcery
of a
fantasy.
7-Eleven. No, I don't want to see him outside of a
Yeah,
7-Eleven in the bushes with a weird gnome creature that no one knows about.
right. You know, can you pull the sounds out of the air? Like, shut up. Where's Orko? What
Shut
you do
up.
with Orko? I'm
Shut up.
Grubor. Shut up. Shut up. I think you're in the wrong movie.
I'm in the wrong movie. I need to get out of here.
This is not Lord of the Rings.
Oh, it's just Oh, couldn't. Even as a kid, I was like, "What is this? This isn't it."
Imagine me. Imagine me. Like, who is this guy with the enormous head, the comically enormous head?
I'm with you. It was not okay. And then when they announced that again, that part of the synopsis is that they would probably get him on Earth, and then he'd be called back to go to Eternia. Why? Like, stop
Yeah,
that. Just stop that.
yeah. If it's too expensive, animate the whole thing.
Yeah,
You
like,
can't do it practically.
can we just go to what made the money? Like, just go to what made the money. Ask the guys that made the toys originally, where'd all the money come from? Oh, it's because we built a fantasy land that wasn't based on Earth.
Exactly.
There's your money.
Exactly. It just makes more sense.
Yeah, it
Stop
does.
trying to make him so relatable.
Yeah.
It wasn't about that. It was about the power fantasy.
It was. It was. And high adventure and something not of this realm. That was the excitement.
Yeah. Yeah. So finally,
What did Chris say? He got some friends that on him head.
there you
I'd
go.
rather see her. I'd rather see her on a Bruce
There you
Springsteen
go.
video clip. Give her on a Bruce Springsteen video clip than He-Man. That's how far back I'm going.
There you go.
Almost deleted from the timeline.
I'm telling you. They're doing the opposite of what makes
Yeah.
the money.
Yes. Well, I saw an interview with a guy that did all of the concept character designs for the movie, for the original He-Man movie.
Right.
And he was like, he designed it, and the creators at Mattel were going, "That's not He-Man." And he goes, "Exactly." He goes, "Exactly. I don't want to do that. I want to do something original and something different." And I'm like, "That's where you failed, dude. You didn't look at what the market wanted."
Mistake number one.
Yes. Fail, you know.
Standing
there with his neckerchief, telling me how he created the new He-Man. Get out of here with your neckerchief.
The neckerchief. The ascot. You know what I'm saying?
He had the full John Wayne neckerchief happening. I'm like, I don't know what you're hiding. This isn't the Hang 'em High with Clint Eastwood. I don't know what you're hiding under there. Did the town hang you and now you come back for redemption? Like, what is happening? You don't need the neckerchief. Imagine if I rocked up to work with a neckerchief. Like, how long do you reckon that'd last in a high school?
Not long at all.
I'd get deleted in 5 minutes. Like that.
Not
Honestly.
long at all.
I'd have longer as a lieutenant getting off the chopper in Vietnam. Like, I mean, honestly, like the neckerchief is death. The death. But he was wearing it. He was wearing it loud and proud. He had the neckerchief, had the sort of Native American little vest going on there with the tassels. And I thought, oh, okay, I see what's going on here. I can see what's happening. We know who you are. I know what's happening.
You're not fooling anyone.
People know about you, mate. Mate, people know. I think I've finished Stratos. I think I'm done.
I'm almost there. I got small little, like, some feathering to do.
But do you understand what just happened? Do you understand what just happened? Yeah. I actually beat you on a drawing.
This is true.
This has never happened.
True.
This has never happened.
Oh, man.
Right.
I got to step it up.
Oh, wait on Chris Borman's. How many times has DC brought Bane to TV and movies without ever reading Vengeance of Bane? I think you're onto it, Chris. You are onto it. You've exposed the soft underbelly of what's actually not happening in Hollywood.
Very true. Very
From the
true.
words of Chris Borman, from the wisdom of Chris Borman.
That's why I'm hoping that James Gunn does something good with whatever it is that he's got planned for the DC universe, because it's got to be something that is true to the source material. Everyone so far has just like been ignoring that, with the exception for X-Men 97
Right. Which was
was
successful.
outstanding.
So what's that telling them?
Absolutely outstanding. You know, do more of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know. So
Like I heard someone say
before
today,
we get into the discussion of the Acolyte, because
well, they were
I
talking about it the other day. They said, "Oh, it's just hopeless fan service." I go, "Well, that's who's watching the movies.
this
So
is true.
service
The
the
fan.
fan. That's what's the problem
Yeah.
here. Supply and demand. We're not creating auteur art house movies. Like service the people that want the movies. You know, like
Give me what I want. You can have my money.
yeah,
It's that simple.
it's that simple. It is.
Give me what I want. Take my money. Boom.
Give me what I want.
Easy.
Make my week understandable, and then you can have my cash.
Easy.
Easy.
So
Easy.
Chris says, I also hope James Gunn does a great job, but I hope he doesn't cram too much into one film. Boom, that part. Don't cram too much into one film. If you're gonna do if you're building this universe, dude, spread it out.
Yep.
Let the property breathe a little bit, so that you can tell a good story.
Get a plan, get a map, do something, schedule it
You
out.
know,
Much like we do every week, Kenny, like we do. We
this is
have
true.
a clear, well, we don't, but we have a vague sort of, well, we have I guess we have a bracket of what we want to do.
Something, a footnote, a post-it, something.
Right. Yeah. Corner of a page.
It's written down somewhere.
It's someone has a plan. Someone out
earmark, there. Something.
Pretty sure Yvette's got a plan.
She might be the only one that's got it. So this next thing I'm really, really excited about.
Yeah.
And I think you're gonna be equally, because I know what you're into. You're gonna equally be as excited as I am.
Do it. Say it.
So our boy Cillian Murphy and Aaron Taylor Johnson,
are
coming back for a sequel to 28 Days Later.
I saw this 28 years later, isn't it?
Indeed.
Yes. All about it. Yeah. All about it. I saw it. Yeah.
Now let me tell you. Anyone who knows me knows I'm not big on zombies. Zombies is one of those things that like legit stress me the hell out. I can't play Resident Evil. I can't play anything that's like, survival horror, right? Because zombies, like ever since I was a kid, would legit just, it's not my jam, right?
Yeah. Which I love now. I love that. I love that. I know your kryptonite. I know. And I want to exploit that.
to this day, zombies stress me out, man. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Yes.
Right? So Chris Bourne says you guys focus more on dating than you do on scheduled attendance.
Correct.
Yvette has admitted that she doesn't have a plan. She's flying blind.
This could be like a season 1 of Lost where we're not actually here. We're just all dead, and this is our penance. Like this is actually what's happening.
That's it. This is yes. We're in our purgatory.
Yeah,
our own personal purgatory. Right.
Welcome everybody.
So
we're sorry. This is what it is.
Welcome to our pain. Right.
Welcome to what I've done in my life. Man.
So zombies have always like freaked me out. I can't see it anywhere. Like I managed to get through Walking Dead
Yes,
because
that's
of the
big.
dramatic aspect, right? Like the
Right.
zombies were a backdrop to a greater message.
But Dawn of
You
the
know what I
Dead,
mean?
however, maybe not your cup of tea.
The Dead, no, no, yeah,
Oh,
that one definitely kind of I couldn't do it. It gave me nightmares, you
yeah.
know. So then, here comes 28 days later,
Yes.
right? Where it's a new take on the quote unquote zombie where now I got to make sure my cardio is up.
Right. They're not ambling zombies. They are flat out running. Like they're not mucking
They
around.
dude,
Yeah.
the angry sprint
Yeah.
is absolutely horrifying because
Yeah.
it's
They will.
like I got to
Yeah.
try to outrun you too.
Not just outrun.
No.
They won't get tired. Like they're not gonna. You can.
And
You give me a
exactly.
100 meter. You
Blind
give me a
rage
100 meter
zombie.
sprint. You give me a 100 meter sprint. I'm leaning on the pole, catching my breath. Like these guys are
That-
just. They just keep going. I'm gonna need a
You
hot
know what
minute.
I'm saying? It's like, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
You're gonna have to leap in the car for a bit. I'm gonna have to catch my breath.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, yeah,
now I
they're
gotta
all
make
over it.
sure that I'm wearing running shoes as well
Yeah,
as anything that'll prevent, the 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 rage zombie from cracking my skull open,
right.
or ripping
Yes.
my throat out.
Yeah, yeah. Like I mean, it's pretty
No.
much once you're being chased, it's over. Like I mean, there's not much you can really do in that environment. With The Walking Dead, you're more worried
Yeah.
about this slow moving, overwhelming crowd that suddenly gets you. But
Right, because
but
it's the
no,
numbers. It's
right. It's like I turned around and suddenly there's a billion more than I expected. But these guys, they're running so fast, they're going over walls nearly, like they're parkouring everything.
yeah, dude, it's like zombie parkour. Like that's
Yeah, like
absolutely
I'm lucky to get
that is
over a garden edge, let alone a parkour.
that is that is
You're right.
100% like my nightmare, dude. Like not
Yeah.
being able to outrun
Yeah.
something that's trying to kill me.
Yes. Yes.
That
Although,
is
the terrifying thing
horrifying.
about the ambling, like the George Romero zombie, the terrifying thing is that they're so quiet and they're just suddenly
True.
all on you. But these guys, they're growling, they're hissing, they're jumping everywhere, but they're just flat out. Like you'd be lucky to outrun them in a car that's 20 years old. Like you'd be, they're
Yeah, it's
just
like
on you, on you.
dude,
They're on
and
your
it seems
car.
like because of the adrenaline rush, like they don't feel pain. Like
No.
they'll just keep coming after you.
Yes. Yes. Chris Borman says he's not into zombies either.
But then I was hired by Randy Bowen to paint the prototypes of the zombie cage fighter statue. I actually
Ooh,
had to study reference photos. So see, look, now I
that
will
sounds.
say, artistically,
Mm,
right? When it comes to illustrating zombies, I can do it all day,
yeah.
right? I can lean into the gore heavily,
Yeah.
right? I actually find it kind of fun
Yes.
to lean into the gore and like the stuff that you did with Gory Laurie
Yep.
and cul-de-sac, like you do gore really well, Will.
Um, it's
You know,
the dark stuff. it's
yes.
it's for me. It's like an easy go to. Like I can do the horror stuff in my sleep. It's yeah. It's and that's fun. And like you said, it's fun because you can just lean into the villains. You can lean into the zombies and give me that stuff any day. I love it. But I'm a big horror guy. Like I love horror movies. I've always loved them since the 80s. It's been a part of my parents are big horror movie fans. Like it's just part of our culture, the family.
Right.
So it was something I was pretty desensitized to early on. I had the nightmares.
Ah,
I had all that, but when you grow up watching, the original George Romero, Dawn of the Dead and Day of the Dead and Return of the Living Dead, which is great with the Tar Man, like all of that stuff you grow up watching. It's
Right.
you kind of get past it. Like, there's not much really. I mean, the only thing that probably freaks me out a bit with horror film now is the found footage stuff. That really, because it's a bit too close, a bit too real.
Right.
Um,
Because that, yeah, that feels real. Like that feels
yeah,
like
like you give me a Blair Witch or you give me a Paranormal Activities, and I'm struggling. Like, I mean, it's really getting under my skin because they do the subtle things that Hollywood horror don't do. Like, they'll do, like that Paranormal Activities. You'll have the family sleeping in bed, and then you'll
hmm
see footage down the hallway, and the light will just turn on and then off again, and they don't know. That got me. Because that could happen in my house, like
because it's the psychological aspect of it.
it's too close. Like, that could actually occur. Like, I mean, I can get my head around a zombie invasion, even playing video games of it. I can do. Yeah, I can get my head around all of that. But there's
Right.
little subtle things like a pot falling off a pot and pan holder in the kitchen while your back's turned. It's that kind of stuff
Right.
or the pool filter that just suddenly gets pulled out of the water. Like, it's that stuff that just gets my brain because it's too
Yeah.
close. It's too close, man. Like, it's yeah.
No,
But Hollywood horror
for
is
me,
nothing.
I
Like,
think it was for me, I think it was I was just so used to drawing things to make them look pretty
right. Yeah.
that I couldn't bring myself to make something look monstrous
Right.
or gory, you know?
Which I reckon
And,
you could
and
do. I reckon you could do that easily. But
no,
it's
and
like
ultimately I did. Like I
yeah,
really leaned into it like much later on because
yeah,
one of my good buddies, he's a cartoonist,
right,
right? But he specializes in these really like really overly detailed cartoons.
right.
So think of like the gross up camera moments, the stills in like Red and Stimpy and in SpongeBob.
Yes, the airbrushed, hand painted close up of Ren's teeth or something, or when you
Yes.
when you see him go a bit insane, like those are the best. Those ones with the crazy discordant colors in the background, like the mustard and the purples, and yeah, they're great. I love
Totally.
those. Yeah.
So that's the kind of stuff that he does. That's the kind of stuff that he
Ren's
does. So it's those like, but they're like it's man, it's really dark cartoons, right?
right,
And he does them in like this rubber hose style,
right. Yeah,
right? But with like, he'll really lean into the grotesque, bad skin, or like he'll give them like really dark overtones where like, it's a cartoon cat that's like hooked on smack and he's
right.
got needles
Yeah,
and like that kind of
yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
right?
Some pretty, yeah, hardcore.
So I I would like watch him work and I'm like, dude, how do you come up with this stuff?
Yeah,
Like how do you come up with that level of detail?
yeah,
And he's like, and he basically told me it's just him pushing the art further, and in most cases, like past a comfortable boundary,
right.
like a I guess a widely accepted boundary, right?
Yeah,
So I tried it and I'm like, man, it was like forcing my like it almost felt like forcing myself to go left when I wanted to go right.
yes, yeah,
That's what it felt like. Like instinctively I wanted to go right, but I had to force myself to turn left, you know,
yeah,
because
yeah,
he had me I did a sketch of a character that he illustrated called he calls it a grafter, right?
right,
So it's a zombie with grafted body parts
right.
like sewn onto it,
Oh,
right? So it's
okay,
like, yeah, so it's like an arm coming out of the back,
yeah,
he's got like different, like the head is almost like Frankenstein together with different parts. You know what I
nice, yeah,
mean? It's like that. So I tried drawing my own version of it, but like really, really lean into the grotesque aspect of it.
Yeah.
And man, like it was a chore, dude. Like because it was just, it's like I said, it's like if my natural path was to go right, I'm trying to like force myself now to go
Yeah.
left,
You're pushing the
you
neuro
know.
path a different way.
and
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
yeah, and there was like I felt resistance. You know what I'm saying? Like I felt like an instinctual resistance to not do it.
Yeah. Yes.
But
That's
like
interesting.
now I can do it. It's no problem.
Yeah.
You know,
Now you've embraced the
now I can
dark
do it.
side.
No problem. But yeah, like I've been able to accept it and just kind of roll with it. And
Yes.
then I've learned
Welcome.
one of us.
One of us.
One
One.
of us.
Oh, that's so funny.
So, I've like grown to appreciate a lot of the horror, a lot of the horror movies that I saw as a kid, more
Yeah.
so now as an adult,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Because as a
And they're
kid,
getting a lot of love. They're getting a lot of love now.
oh, of course, especially with the use of the practical effects and so forth. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of that is making a huge and the younger generation is really finding the value in practical effects.
Yes. Well, and
Like
I'm glad. I'm
one
glad it's
movie that
finally getting a
scared the
marriage.
crap out of me. Huh?
Oh, look, I'm glad it's getting a
Well,
nice marriage between the two. Like it's
oh,
for a
absolutely.
while
Yeah.
there, we
Yeah.
leaned too much into digital. Yeah, it's too
Yeah. Too
much.
much. Way too much. The one like this one movie. There was this one movie that scared me as a kid. It was Phantasm.
Oh yes, yep,
Phantasm. There was just something about it that didn't feel like a traditional like horror movie, and I think,
yeah,
and it was watching Phantasm that I learned that it's more so the psychological aspect
right,
that frightened me, as
right,
opposed
okay,
to like, you know what I mean, like
yeah, yep,
like your traditional slasher, right? Like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, right?
yep,
Sure, Leatherface is scary,
yeah,
right? But we know that Leatherface is the tormentor. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yep,
But then you take something like Paranormal Activity, where the
mm.
tormentor doesn't have a face or
No,
cannot be identified.
yes,
You
or
know what I
stop,
mean? Or stopped in any
yeah,
traditional sense of the word.
right.
Now that's horror.
That's terrifying. Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So,
and not even
so
like
it,
location bound. Like can't be contained to one place.
right, like it can
Like it can
follow
follow
you,
you, man.
man.
It can follow you. Follow the boy home.
Until one
Like
day you're just gone.
what? He just
Until one
he's
day you're just gone.
where'd he go? Gone. He's just gone.
He's gone.
It's just gone. I don't know
He's
what to
just
tell you.
gone. I don't know.
We had a few problems. He's
He
gone.
woke up. He wasn't there. He was gone.
He's gone. But then we followed the old boy.
He's,
He went over to the girl's sister's house. Like they didn't even know what the hell. They didn't have the lead up for like the pots and pans going up. They just got murdered. That's it. Sorry.
that's it.
Deleted. Deleted. Took your kid. Deleted. Great.
You know what I
Great.
mean? Like, how do you fight that?
You can't.
You know what I'm saying?
You can't. But to
Great.
be fair, like there's plenty of times in that movie in Paranormal Activities when I was yelling at the screen, going, "Why aren't you leaving?
Yeah.
Why are you
Yeah.
making this thing angry? What are you doing?
100%.
You need to die because you're stupid."
100%. I wouldn't have been in the house that long.
Listen, I mean, I don't think I would have got to the point where I'm looking at the footage of his girlfriend standing over the bed at him for 3.5 hours
Oh,
watching
no.
him.
100%.
and then be okay
No.
the next day. Like, let's keep. Hey,
Relationship
let's.
over. I'm moving
Let's
out. Have a nice day. Have a nice day.
I don't think I would have stuck around when I put the baby powder down on the ground or the flour, and the demon footprints are appearing in the flour. I'm out.
Yeah, 100%. Keep the house.
I'm down the road, high gear.
Keep the house. Keep the
Keep it all.
furniture.
Put fire
Keep
and
all
everything.
I'm out of here.
I'm out of here. I'm gone. I'm deleted.
Kenny, when we were
Like,
kids, they described everything as horror movies. Nowadays, this is different between there's a difference between horror movies and psychological thrillers. This is true.
right. Yeah.
This is true.
Yeah.
But like Paranormal Activity, that's horror, dude. And
Yeah, like that.
but then that's like psychological because it's because there's no face to the tormentor.
Right. Like the Blair Witch Project. When that first came out,
Yeah.
I lost my mind in the cinema. Like, I mean, my wife and I went and saw it. We're, first year of marriage. We're living in the mountains.
Mm-hmm.
When I saw this movie, and got home in this really old home that we lived in, like it's 150 years old or something. We're living in this home in the mountains. We had a power outage. I had to go out in the woods and I was losing my brain out there in the middle of the night after watching that film, trying to get the switches back on in the power board, and in the dark, followed around by trees. I'm like, this is the bit where I die. This is the bit in the movie where I get killed. Because in our equal opportunity house, I get sent out when there's a noise or there's a power outage.
Yeah.
I'm outside. I'm outside in the underwear with no fighting skills or weapons, about to be killed.
That's it. It was like, it's over. Game over, man. Game over.
I became like Hudson in Aliens. It's game over, man. Game over. I'm shaking.
It's like and I love this movie. It freaked me the hell out, but I loved it. It was As Above, So Below.
Oh yes, yep.
That one, like I dug it a lot, and man, it freaked me out, and that's the aspect of horror that I think I enjoy the most, right? When it's more psychological, when it like kind of forces me to go past the surface,
Yeah.
like this other one that it scared crap out of me too. The Cloverfield.
Oh yes, yep. That started great, but then they just leaned too heavy in the grey CGI aliens everywhere. I was like, everything's grey. Like, can we get some color?
Yeah,
I get
like
it.
if they would have kept the kaiju and the little lice that fell off the kaiju, like the little kaiju lice. If they would have kept it ambiguous to where we didn't see most of it,
yeah,
I was on board because I'm like, what the hell is it?
Yeah,
but I think I enjoyed not knowing what it was or what it looked like.
Yeah.
Because I felt like that gave the movie more impact, right?
Yeah.
And then it's like, like what do you do? What do you do? What do you do in a situation like that?
Oh, you bolt. I mean, that scene where the Statue of Liberty's head come flying down the street, I thought, yes, this is great. But then when they started getting a bit too, like when they started revealing everything, yeah, it was great. The Statue of Liberty head. That's
100%.
They revealed too much. They should have kept it like Jaws. Just kept it minimal. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like what do you do? What do you do in a case like that? Where do you go?
It's over.
Where do you go? You can't stay above ground because you're gonna get stalked out by the kaiju that you can't see.
That's right.
Right? You go underground and then you're gonna get eaten by kaiju life.
Yes, and they're virtually unkillable.
They're virtually unkillable. What do you do?
Yeah, we're deleted. It's over. Make friends.
It's like you gotta like curl up into a little ball and just cry just because it's gonna happen. Yeah. You may as well just take it. Just take it.
Yeah, take it or get a job with them, sell out the other humans. I mean, there's other
Yeah,
options, but I mean,
absolutely.
yeah.
The thing.
Oh, my favorite.
You know
That
what I'm
is my favorite.
saying? Like the thing.
That's my
That
number
right
one.
there. That's like because you never see the parasite.
Yes, that's right. In its
You
purest form.
only
No.
see you only see the effect of the parasite.
You only see the replicants of it.
Right. But you
Yeah.
never see what the actual parasite looks like.
No, and that's my favorite film of all horror films. The Thing is my favorite with Kurt Russell, the original 1982. The paranoia in that environment
Oh
of
yeah.
that
Oh
scene
yeah.
where he's standing there in front of others and he goes, "I know this thing isn't all of you because you just jumped me right now." He
Mm-hmm.
goes, "I know some of you are human, but I don't know which one of you are not." And that idea that it could be any of them at any time,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So yeah, very interesting. It's a great movie.
That's and practical effects, very well written,
Yeah.
very psychological.
Yep.
They nailed it.
Yep. It was fantastic. And Rob Bottin doing those effects on the film, like incredible
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
And
I think the jaws that came out of that guy's chest.
yes.
Such a good scene. Such a good scene.
yes.
The, and not possibly gone wrong. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. It was great. And I just love those 80s casting where they would cast actors that didn't look like they're 25 and pretty. Like they actually they were
Uh-huh.
believable. They were believable as a doctor or a scientist or they were sweating, they were messy.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, exactly.
they were
Everybody in
real
the
life.
like 70s and 80s and movies, they all look sweaty.
They look sweaty and greasy. Like the guy, they weren't afraid of putting some guy with a comb over on there, like on his head.
Oh yeah.
There was a real feel to it, like gritty feel to it. And now
Yeah.
everything's a bit too polished. Like you think, come on, where are these actors that
Way too
play
polished.
these roles? Everything's a bit too Disney special,
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
They're way too clean, way too polished.
yeah. Like, my daughter was watching Descendants, a Disney show. It's hard. Like I
Ooh.
came work and I watching it, and as I came in the room, I had 5 seconds there, and I think this is so sugary and rich in color, and everyone's
Yep.
like, I said, I felt like it was almost like I'd had an overdose of lollies or something. Like it's just too much, I'm not going to get out and cleanse the palate or something. I need to watch something gritty, and it's it's just
Death
too much.
Wish with Charles
Like
Bronson.
it's like when where's Charles Bronson? Where is Charles Bronson? Death Wish 17. He's still angry.
They made a
He's
lot of those
still
movies.
he's still pissed off. 17 movies later.
Man, the gunshot sound effect in
Oh,
those movies was the best.
yes.
It was that pow, woo, pow, woo.
With the
You know what I
magnum.
mean?
There's a magnum going off. Yes.
The hand cannon, the pow, woo.
And like the
And
fight
it would be
scenes
like a
where they'd be
6-shot
wrestling,
revolver.
fight scenes where they're wrestling on the floor for inappropriately too long. You think there's like nowadays you watch things that one punch and they're out. Like then it was like they're wrestling around, they're sweaty, they look sore. There's an
Yep.
itchy mark on their neck or something, some grays that look sore and itchy. Like
Somehow someone knocks over a bottle because you
yes.
get the clang. The clang,
They end
clang,
up
clang,
in a
clang.
stable. They end up in a stable with his straw. That straw gets down your shirt. That's gonna welt. It's gonna welt your skin. Like that's I think of all
Oh
of that.
yeah.
So like the dirt, the filth, and then like the sore knuckles. Like it was felt real. It felt
Yeah.
real.
You can almost smell them. Like
Yeah.
like they smell like outside. You know what I'm talking about? They smell like outside.
They smell like outside and train. Like those
Yeah.
two things, like burnt gears and oil and filth. like dirt.
Yeah.
I'm with you. It's crazy, but yeah, that's why we should be running Hollywood. I'm telling you, if you're from Hollywood and you're listening right now,
Yeah.
Kenny and
It's a
I, if
no-brainer.
you reach out to us at both Wild Ink Studios or Art of Will Playton, or I've
Yeah.
spelled it wrong, Art if Will Playton, he's not even sure anymore. If you reach out to us at both those addresses, you can find us for any of your Hollywood needs. And we'll bring a crew. We'll bring Dr. Chris Borman
This is
and
true.
First Lieutenant Yvette as well. We'll
Indeed.
get onto that. We've got a crew.
So I'm almost done. I'm on the tail end here.
I can see that. Look at the detail on those feathers. You went overboard.
I had to.
I love that. The light coming through there.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Very cinematic.
Going in there with a damp round brush to sort of pull those whites out.
Yep. Very cool.
And sort of soften the rain away.
Yeah, nice.
So, what are your thoughts there on Tila? What are you feeling? What are you thinking?
Well, I was going to do it on a battle ram. I'm double guessing myself now. I want the battle ram, but I'm just thinking I kind of really want her in an action pose like Man at Arms.
Right.
So I'm thinking maybe I might have the battle ram with her sort of like about to leap off.
Now, are you going to do base Tila or sorceress Tila?
Well, funny you bring that up. Let's refer to our sheet that I put together. Here we go. All right, on screen now. All right, so this is the little reference sheet that I put together for each one of our sketches.
Right.
And so on the left there, we have the original concept design for Tila. Now she's got the you just read what Chris just wrote there. There we go. Kenny does this kind of noodling. You're damn right, Chris. You're damn right.
Come on, Chris. You're supposed to be like Switzerland. You gotta be neutral.
Until he isn't and takes over the world. So on the left there, we've got the original concept illustration for Tila. So she's got it's almost like a marriage of the Green Goddess and what we knew as Tila, where you've got the cobra sort of headpiece armor, which I really love. I really love that look. And we do have Green Goddess later on in the series, so I'm not sure whether I'll do that or not, or save it for Green Goddess. We've got the filmation animation version to the right of that, which is the Tila that we knew with the head piece and her hair up in a bun, with the gold and white sort of one piece outfit there, with the Madonna sort of breastplates there happening in the middle. Then we move on. Now, what I put in there is the Mark Taylor original illustration, and that's that one in the middle there, when they said we want you to come up with an image of what the warrior woman will look like. This was his original drawing for what that looks like, which kind of relates to all three of them, really. Like you can see the influences coming out in those later illustrations for sure.
Right.
Down the bottom, you've got the mini comic where Tila is trapped in Grayskull with He-Man as he's ripping that door off of its hinges, which I love that image. But you see the hairs down. And then on the right, you've got a sideshow statue that they've just brought out. I'm putting that on there because they do a really good job with the statues, and they kind of honor all iterations of Tila.
That is
so there is, it's magic, and they do a great job on Stratos and Skeletor. They've done a good job on all of them. So there's 5 variations there, Kenny, on the screen at the moment. I'm thinking somewhere between the original illustration with the Cobra staff and perhaps the mini comics version. What are you thinking?
Man, I think I'm going to run with something that aligns more with the cartoon and statue.
Yes. Yeah.
Right, because I do like the hair up.
Right. Yep.
and um we're minimizing the hair feathering. Like she
Yep.
doesn't have, the feathering bikini bottom.
Yes.
Um
Yes. There is
yeah,
no endangered animals destroyed in the making of Tila.
no.
Wait,
Not
no,
at all.
the boots. Look at the
But
boots.
the boots is to be expected. I feel like the boots are par for the course in Eternia, right?
You have one choice. One choice
You
of shoe.
know, like
Not her fault.
yeah, it's got to be the fuzzy boots, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um so yeah, I think I'm gonna do like something in between those two versions. I did consider the sorceress with the cobra like headdress,
Right. Yep.
but I feel like, you know because it's the first female character that we're
Yes.
doing in this challenge, I want to do something that makes her feel very powerful, as
Right.
opposed to like a static sort of mage gesture, right? Because
Yep.
Evil Lyn is eventually down the line, and I
Yes.
think that would suit her more, right?
So
Like I
how
know
far is
Tila to
Evil
be
Lyn
more of a
away?
warrior.
So Evil Lyn's only 2 away because after Tila we've got Zodak and then
Yeah,
Evil Lyn. So they're pretty close together, aren't they?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really torn. I don't know what
So I think I'm gonna go with more of a warrior aesthetic.
Yes. Yep, I'm with you. Yeah, I'm torn between that and the original costume because I love that Cobra outfit. That looks amazing.
The Cobra outfit is a pretty dope outfit.
Yeah,
I-
but it's not as well known, is it? I guess.
no, it's not.
Yeah. Was it
It's
on the
not.
original toy? Was it? I don't know if it was on the toy. It must have been.
No,
Toy.
I don't remember that. I don't remember that being on the OG.
I'm gonna have a quick
I,
browse
re-
while you're.
I think the original toy was
No, it had
more
it.
in line. You got it?
Yeah, it had it. The original toy had it, and she had the staff as well
Ah,
because
look
this
at that.
predated. Yeah, must have. They must have had that in production, and that's why I guess that illustration must have been on the back of the toy packet. There we go.
Mm.
There we go. Yes, and then Green Goddess came later. See, Evil Lyn's got a big headpiece as well, doesn't she?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Let's take a look at Evil Lyn. Evil
Oh,
Lyn.
you've always called it Evelyn, but that's okay. We'll go with Evil Lyn.
No, I went with Evil Lyn.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. She does have a big headpiece.
Yeah.
But it's not too bad. It's not too bad.
Yeah. It's like almost like a what do they call it? An exaggerated it's not like a half helmet, isn't it? Kind of crowns out from the top of her
Yeah,
head.
it's kind of a helmet, but like with the pseudo halo that's in the helmet design.
Yeah, like a big tiara almost. Yeah.
Right. So we don't necessarily have hair with Evil Lyn
Chris
in her
Borman's giving a bit of
design.
advice here. You gotta have a dead animal on
Uh,
your feet. Gotta. Chris Borman's
you
told
got
us.
to. You got to. You absolutely have to. You know what, Evil Lyn? Yeah, I think I'll just save like that mage kind of aesthetic for Evil Lyn because she's got the wand with the big orb, the claw holding the orb,
Yeah, yeah.
and she's
Yeah,
got
I
a,
agree.
a
I
bellowing
agree.
cape.
I think I'll save the Cobra bit for Green Goddess, and I might make
Right.
her more warrior this time. Robert Powers says, "Yo,
Rob Powers in the building.
have you seen what Rob Powers has been doing lately, Kenny?"
I have. He's been, he's been, as we say, putting the nose to the grindstone.
Man, that boy's been He ran out the gate at full bolt. I can. He's just cranking out so much great content. I was watching him do some live the other day while I was at work in between classes, and he was just doing an amazing job. So if you are listening, follow Rob Powers, and I think
Def
Penguino's,
Shogun.
yeah, Def Shogun,
Yes.
and Penguino's Revenge is out. He's done some great stuff. So so follow him, support him. He does an
Yeah,
amazing job.
drop
Drop your links.
your handle, Rob.
Because we talk like we're smoking abandoned here. I'm the snowman, and he's pounding down. That's what we're doing here on this show. So yeah, drop it up there, Rob, and we'll put it on screen. But yeah, follow him. Get onto his Kickstarters. Maura's done some beautiful artwork. I'd love to see Maura do some children's books.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I was
Oh,
kind of
my
surprised. I saw that Maury got some skills.
I was like, what are you doing, Maura?
I
Get
know.
onto it. Here we go. I'm going to throw it up now. So follow Def Shogun.
Indeed. Jay, what's up, Jay?
So yeah, I think I'm going to go with the Warrior Teela. I think that's the next.
Yeah, Warrior Tila. Because I feel like it would be a little redundant to do like a sorceress kind of vibe, right? And then you got
we do have sorcerer,
a couple characters away.
Yeah, it might be a triple double. Like if we got sorcerer Teela, like sorcerer outfit Teela, then we've got Evil Lynn, then we've got sorceress, then we've got Green Goddess. It's just a bit overkill. That's a lot of Cobra outfits. Yeah.
Well, didn't the sorceress have like an eagle? Wasn't her thing like a falcon?
Zor, the big yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah, her thing was a falcon, no?
Yeah, Chris is onto it. Everyone's jumping in late in the show for the giveaway.
That's right. Giveaway time.
Chris Foreman is onto it.
Giveaway time.
I think that's a nice
approaches.
That's a good segue right there, Kenny. What do you reckon?
As a matter of fact, let me add the name. Season. Chris Foreman. We got Mr. Powers.
He's got the best last name. I wish I had his last name as a team. Like I've got the best I get is called Play-Doh when I'm at work. Like if I was Mr. Powers, I could change lives. I could. I get Play-Doh. That's about as much respect as I get. Mr. Powers, however, that would command a presence, I believe.
You know what I mean? So we got.
All right, how's that Wheel of Destiny going?
We got Jay. Then we got Yvette. All right. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. And let us see here. All right. So I'm going to spin the wheel right now. And remember, guys, I mean, because, Will is the one hosting this. Otherwise, I would, share this with you guys. However,
can I bring it up?
Click it one time, and we'll see who it lands on.
Yes.
Ooh,
Robert
okay.
Powers.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So let me send you send us a picture.
All right.
Send you this picture, Will, so you can share it with the group. All right. It landed on Jay Massey. Right. So let's Jay, congratulations. You won our giveaway on the stream tonight. I sent it to you on Messenger, Will.
Oh, right. Sorry. I'm looking for it to come up on a shared screen there. Let me have a quick look.
I sent it to you on Messenger. Will.
Uh,
So Jay, do so in the giveaway, Jay. If you're still in the room, the giveaway is you get a commission of choice
mm,
from Will and a sketch card of your choice from me. So the subject that you could get illustrated on both pieces are entirely up to you.
right.
So what we do is, yeah, nah, yeah. So what you do is on on the Instagram handles, or you might shoot me the DM. I can pass it along to Will, so the Will can get started on the artwork. I can get started on my end as well. Will ship the artwork to me because he's in Australia, and then in turn I will pack it with what I do for you, and you'll get one package from me with both pieces in it.
Sounds good.
All right. So yeah. So on the bottom of the screen, you'll see the Instagram handles. Well, you can hit me at wild underscore Ken on Instagram. Shoot me a DM, and we'll get that taken care of.
Sounds good.
So
Excellent.
I
Well
think,
done. Congratulations.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So I'm thinking what you said that the next two characters we land on Evil
Yep.
Lynn.
Yeah. So we've got the
So
next one is Tila. Then we
who's
got
after Evil
Zodak.
Lynn?
Then, yeah.
Who's after Evil
Evil
Lynn?
Lynn. Yep. So it's Tila. Then we got Zodak.
Uh huh.
Then we've got Evil Lynn.
Okay, so I'm thinking that Evil Lynn we do our next giveaway.
That sounds good. Yeah.
I'm thinking that Evil Lynn we do our next giveaway.
Sounds
So
good to
yeah,
me.
I'm about done here. I just want to blend in my whites into my yellows here, and
And then
this
we'll do a final reveal.
yeah, and then with my Tila, I really really like this gesture that I saw in a Wonder Woman book. Thanks, Rob. Appreciate that. It's a gesture of the character holding the shield up in a defensive position, and then
Yep.
she's got the sword like pointed at the opponent on the edge of the shield.
Right. Yep. Oh yes, so it's over the top of it like like a battle stance.
Right, right. That's my thought. That's my
There's your
thought.
wheel of pain. So congratulations,
There's
Jay.
the proof.
The proof.
Yes. Yes, Spartan mode. Like that's the vibe, because like for context, Rob, we've been illustrating characters from the Masters of the Universe, right? But obviously, it was a cheesy 80s cartoon, and I felt like the cartoon didn't necessarily allow for the characters to really look and feel like the badasses that they were, you
Yeah.
know. So like they made Beastman kind of oafish, you know. Merman was kind of a buffoon, but these are like, if we put them in real grounded situations, or if we look at them in a more grounded scope, like they should be like ruthless.
Yeah.
Merman being a sea monster, the Beastman being like a feral, like almost ape man. you know so we've been taking the goofy out of Masters of the Universe, and injecting some badassery into
Yeah.
is that a
Yes.
word? Can we say that?
It is now. Event added to the vocab.
Some badassery into the aesthetic.
Yeah.
Right. And because it's a challenge, right? The challenge is to kind of do things outside of our comfort zone with each piece and make each piece feel very dynamic. Um,
Yes.
Play around with a lot of artistic elements that we're not, you know, accustomed to working with.
Yes. Yep.
New word alert. Yes. We're doing this all the time, Jay. Every week we're
Yeah.
doing this. It's new word every time. I
Look,
invented a color
someone
last
made them
month.
up originally. Someone made these words up originally. All we're doing is we're just carrying on the good work. That's all. That's all.
Yeah, this is
All
true.
good.
This is true.
You know,
I
it is
invented a
what it
color last month. Copper tone brown because name I'm Kenny Coppertone, right?
is. Yes.
So in any case, so I think this is it. Check this out, guys. This is my Stratos.
That looks great,
Right.
Kenny.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah,
Hang on,
I
let me.
gotta step it up, dude, because like I feel like with every
Oh,
there we go.
what happened
I feel
there?
like with every piece, it was weird. It was weird. We switched, we swapped places. It's Freaky Friday. Freaky Friday. Eh, so I feel like with every piece. Oh no, we lost Will,
No, I'm here. I'm just putting you
and
on
he's
screen.
back.
I'm just putting you on screen. That's all. Ready?
Gotcha. Bam. So I feel like with every piece that we do, the yes, the Kenny is the right. Will has kind of like blown past his barriers, right? Oh, Yvette, thank you. Right. And I feel like I gotta kind of keep up. So where will noodle, I gotta push the detail boundaries as well. So this is a mix of watercolor and gouache, where Will primarily works in straight gouache, right? So it's a nice blend. I think with Tila, I'm gonna go all gouache.
That's a big. That's
Just
a big jump.
I trust me, I know, but that's what makes this a challenge, no?
But you went from like watercolor and pen or ink to
Right.
gouache, color, a little bit of ink, to now no ink, more gouache, less watercolor, to
Yeah.
now all
So
gouache.
so it's about the ascension, right?
Yeah.
This is all color gouache, no ink.
Yeah. Nice.
Especially since I created my signature color, right?
Yeah.
I'm leaning into using I'm le- I'm leaning into using that more often.
In a world where everything's monochromatic.
Exactly. I got the designated reservation spot for the Kenny Coppertone Brown right there.
Hey,
Right.
I'd take that
So
left hand square, make it dominant. All Coppertown, bro, all the time. All
that's it.
the
All the time. So yeah,
time.
this is I'm gonna scan this up, and it's going into the Etsy shop
Yep.
tonight, ladies and gentlemen, along with the other pieces that were done for this challenge. They're currently in the Etsy store.
Yes.
Will, what about yours? How you doing on that?
Yeah, so it's yeah, like I was pretty pleased at the final color of it. It's not as I wanted to push the pose a little bit more and I didn't quite get there yet. So I think if I ever do a Stratos again, I'm going to push that pose of twisting the back a little bit more. But look, I think
Right.
I found like at the end of it, I felt like he felt like he was in the air. He felt like he was flying. And I think that's
Yeah.
something. And the color came out how I wanted it to, and I got my sky in the background too, which is nice. And that's about
Yep.
as far as I wanted to go with him. Um, so this is my third Stratos piece. The first one I did was a watercolor and ink one, like you started, watercolor and ink,
Nice.
and we did a color pencil over it. And the second one I did was straight gouache, which is just a portrait of Stratos. You might have seen that a little while ago. And then this,
Yep.
so this is one, it's a full figure, full gouache, a little bit of touch up here and there with a black pencil, just to sort of bring out some of those popping areas near the hands, here and there, just maybe a little bit on the toy harness around his chest. So so in the next one will be, I think, way more dramatic. So the Tila one, I'm going to have her launching into action. So it's going to be her like jumping off of the battle ram in full action mode. So how that's going to look, I'm still trying to work out the composition for that. But I did want to squeeze the battle ram in there somewhere because I haven't really done a vehicle yet. So it'd be good to do that.
Yeah. So I do like the luminescence in the colors that you used for Stratos. There's the reds came out really rich, and I think that's one of the more eye catching qualities of the piece. I think you knocked this out of the park.
Thanks, man. Look, I wanted to lean into, like, from the beginning. I just wanted to make sure that the toy colors were still there. Like, I didn't want to mute it down too much. I was looking at some artist the other day and did a beautiful job rendering it, but he lost the color. Like, he just kind of washed the color out. And for me, like, the thing I loved about this universe is it's just so flamboyant with its color and its dynamic design. I don't want to lose that, you know. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, I want it to feel I've wanted to feel believable in the pose, the anatomy, and then the details of the rendering of the costumes and stuff. But I want the color to feel like it's otherworldly, like it's really just jumping out there. So hopefully it feels like that. Like when we flip through at the end and we start putting these together in our book, and we start looking at our earlier pieces of Beastman and Merman, and you know, like we can, and Man at Arms, we can start to see that there is a flow and a consistency, even though maybe our figurative stuff has pushed the boundaries a little bit. We might have to play around with our order of characters, just so it doesn't look like it's so dramatic from one side of the book to the other.
Right.
So it looks like we haven't sort of progressed at one point. Oh, this He-Man's a stick figure, and then at the end we got a full rendered piece.
Yeah.
So,
right.
So because my Man at Arms one got a bit out of control, I ended up nearly doing a complete background for that one. So I wanted to keep the background minimal. So this one was kind of a go back to what we started with a minimal background, and it was all about the character. Because the Skeletor and the Man at Arms ones got out of control.
Yeah, they did. They definitely did. You know, I wanted to do the same thing. I wanted to keep it minimal, like what I did with Merman and Beastman.
Yes.
But you know, Man at Arms, like I leaned into it kind of heavy. I showed it to my stepdaughter the other day, right? And she's like, "Oh man, that explosion is exploding, right? It's it's doing what it's supposed to do, right?" And then you know the all black background with Skeletor, you know, I feel like, you know, it's a natural progression, right, from where we started when we began the challenge to where we are now. So
right. So when you can see it, like you can see there's a big jump again. So I'm trying to contain it, even though the water was minimal, but the tentacles and it just got a, like the Man at Arms one just got a bit. It's just a bit too much. So it just got a bit. But I kind of like the battle scene. I'm going to go with the battle scene stuff with Tila again, but I just don't think it'll be as much. The battle ram's going to take a bit anyway to complete.
That'll be interesting.
So here's to Stratos, the
indeed,
the avian king. So we'll start moving on to our warrior woman Tila next week.
Yep, Tila next week, guys.
Very good. So as we wrap this up, please, again, as Kenny mentioned, if you like any of the things that we do, please help us along by subscribing, sharing it around. It's always a big gift to the artists, by sharing our artwork and sharing our posts and things that our live streams around, so we can gain momentum with people, and it helps to fight the algorithms. But of course, on top of that too, like, it helps us with sales. So share our Etsy shop around if you can. And I know, Kenny, you're constantly getting hits on the Etsy shop, and
I am.
I tend to be selling more pulp stuff. Like, the people keep buying the Shadow all the time now, the Shadow prints.
Yeah,
But
the shadow came out. That shadow was impressive, dude.
so
Of course.
that's my biggest thing at the moment, is the Shadow. So that keeps going. That and the Phantom. So people like
Both of those.
the pulp stuff. But anyway,
Yeah.
so visit our stuff, share it around. We'd love when you do that, and it helps to support us. It's one click of the button for you, but it means a lot to us as well. And of course, share around your artwork if you're drawing along with us. Any vocabulary hints and tips for Yvette, and definitely help to build our Kennyisms, as I put earlier, by Captain Chris Borman, and
Yeah.
visit Rob Powers, the Deaf Shogun, and Chris, and support their art as well. So here's to that. Next
Excellent.
week is Tila. We hope everyone have a great week.
Yep.
And Kenny, any parting words?
No, as always, we love it. When you guys come through and just kind of hang out while we, talk crap on the stream. Because at the end of the day, it's all about the camaraderie, right? And the osmosis, right? The good vibes, the good energy, and we definitely get that from you guys.
Yes,
As we hope that you get it from us.
indeed. Perfect. All right. Have a great week, everyone. Keep creating, and we will see you next stream.
Indeed.